Tsunade, baby. Hey, how's it going everyone? We're here with the third release for the brand new Naruto line, that is Haruno Sakura, Inheritor of Tsunade's Indomitable Will. These are some very long sub-names for these figures, but it's okay. We've waited so long for a Sakura figure. She was teased many years ago and lost in the vaults of Tamashii Nations, but she has escaped in a brand new updated model, and yeah, so really looking forward to getting her out and showing you guys what she's like. On the back we have a nice selection of images showcasing the accessories, expressions. Super pumped that we got her inner angry Tsunade face there, which is really cool. And yeah, she's pretty light compared to the other figures in terms of accessories, but I think overall she comes with exactly what she needs, minus maybe one face or two. But yeah, let's pop her out and see what she does come with. So here she goes in her packaging with Sakura in the middle with a base neutral look. On the left we've got the kind of inner Tsunade screaming face with the white pupils, which is great. The open mouth screaming, the kind of lovesick puppy eyes she does for Sasuke, and then the kind of stoic, kind of grumpy look down there, which is pretty nice. She has one single effect, that is for her medical jutsu, that just pops over one of her fists. So it would have been cool if it was like Sasuke where it popped into a peg, but I guess since it's a pretty small effect, it was a bit hard to hide those hands in there. And speaking of hands, she does come with two pairs, so the open kind of hand one with more kind of relaxed hand, and then a single it's the kind of the cupping of her hand when she's kind of punching into the palm, so that is pretty cool. I think the only thing I would have liked to see is the face with her medical power that she gains from training with Tsunade, and that would have matched up with the blast really well. But other than that, I think, yeah, overall a nice selection of items and expressions there. Anyway, let's pop out and see what her overall finish is like. Okay, so we've got it out of her packaging now, and some slight, I'm not sure if there is actually weathering on her top. It looks like it's very subtle. So he does have the plastic flaps down here. It is pink and with a slight white trim, which is nice. She is rocking some high heel shoes, which is actually pretty cool, and she stands up well. And she has that awesome new redesign for the ankles, which is fantastic. On the front, her jacket does have some weathering, some lighter and darker red. The zipper is super crisp and clean. You can even see like the individual zip teeth, I believe they're called. The painting of the pink around her elbows is nice, and then again the clasp on her top, her kunai pocket there is nice. Her headband is really good as well with the Konoha symbol, and as we'll get a closer look later, the faces look really nice. I mean, it's to be expected. I think faces on Tamashii figures lately have just all been very good. On the back here, her crest is coming through nicely, super clean, and it's nice how it's actually dug into her back there, so it was sculpted. Only thing I don't like so far is the shoulder design, but we'll get a close look at that shortly with the articulation and see if it actually works. But it's kind of a weird design, kind of looks ugly from the back. The trade-off is, from the front it looks really nice, it doesn't look like there's a joint there at all. So yeah, let's just jump into the articulation. Starting with her head, I mean, yeah, look at that. That's some really good articulation with tilt going on. Looking back is pretty nice. Her hair will just hit the back there, so it does kind of stop a little bit. But going forward is fantastic. Again, it's got that split hair design. I love that. It really does give them better articulation. And this one here looks really nice. And you can kind of twist and turn as well. So yeah, excellent range of articulation. I love how you can get that head tilt going on. And I'm guessing that's probably the way the peg is facing, so you could probably pop the head off and adjust it, and you may even get further articulation going back as well. But even just where it is now, I think that's looking really good. And the neck as well will swivel and tilt. Yeah, everything is really nice in this figure. Good job there. Moving up to these weird looking shoulders. Yeah, so you do have a butterfly joint. I mean, it is curved up front here, but it doesn't move too far, though I guess that's pretty decent range you get. Going back is really nice as well due to that design. So yeah, the range of motion there is nice. Everything does swivel really well. So I'm not really sure if this is a good design choice or not. I don't like the look of it. What do you reckon? Do you like the design of the shoulder? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I kind of prefer the way they did it for the Jujutsu Kaisen Nobara figure. I think her shoulders looked a lot nicer, even if there was a bit more of a gap. I guess it's just really going to come down to what posing you're putting them in. From the front, this does look a lot nicer, I must admit. But anyway, going down to her chest movement here. Going back is not bad. She's definitely nowhere near as good as Naruto and Sasuke in terms of articulation for her midsection. Though she can get forward decently far once you take into account her, I guess the waist, hip joint motion there. So it isn't horrible. Definitely a lot better compared to old figures. Going back, move the arm up. Going back is a little bit more restricted though. Definitely not quite as good as Naruto. In terms of legs though, yes, got the splits going right out, that's nice. This is quite a thin rubber, so it doesn't get in the way too much, which is good. I was a little bit worried about that. Legs can kind of go back and up without too much issue. The knee joint there is really nice, decent range, and it looks good as well. If you go a bit too far, you will get a gap there, so that part is pain. So if you if you don't want any gap showing, that's about as far as you can go. But generally speaking, that shouldn't be an issue depending on the pose. Now for the ankles, I mean, check out that design. I love these ankles, really nice, just like Naruto and Sasuke. Good range, though you do get the gap underneath, but I think that is a good trade-off for that range of motion you get. The feet as well are looking nice, but you do have that joint that just goes over. It would have been nice if they could have had it so it doesn't touch the skin, but it definitely looks a little bit better than Sasuke, I guess, since she does have kind of smaller feet, and it is a straight line, where Sasuke's was more on the angle. But overall, I think nice articulation, feels good, just not as good as Naruto or Sasuke. A little bit disappointing there, but it's not too much of a difference overall. The legs here as well is a solid black piece, and then her skin part will swivel on that area, so it blends in extremely well. But the Naruto and Sasuke one, since they do have that, I guess, outer clothing part that goes up, and they have that little bit of movement there, it did give them a slightly better range of motion. But I think overall, pretty good articulation from Sakura here, even if it isn't quite as good as the other figures in the line. But considering she doesn't do too much in the show, I think they've done a good job of her. Anyway, let's check out some of those extra faces that she comes with. So the base face here is just a subtle smile. The colour is nice on her hair as well, just want to point that out. But the printing of the eyes is good. We've got the eyeliner above, and everything is crisp and clean. To change faceplates, you just pop her bangs off, and then you have access to that faceplate which will come off. So I'll put my favourite face on, and that is her inner self, where she speaks her truth. Let's try and get this on. There we go. And that is looking good. Got the teeth gritting, the big white eyes. You can imagine her arms up, getting all angry at Naruto for doing something stupid. But this one here looks really nice. Love the extra detailing above her nose there to really bring forward that emotion. The printing of the faces on her face is really good, and the colour in her mouth to her tongue and the inner gum colours being darker. The second to last face here is her kind of subtle love sick kind of puppy-eyed look when she's looking at Sasuke. You can imagine her here yearning for Sasuke to come save the day. But yeah, very subtle face, but I think it works really nice. Yeah, not much to say there. It does have the solid line for her eyebrows, and no extra detail on both her nose there, but I think, yeah, this face is very effective for what it's trying to convey. And finally we have her stern look here. She's finally found her resolve and she looks like she's about to kick someone's ass. Got that nice subtle frown there, and then the eyebrows are coming down to bring through that emphasis of, I guess, annoyance or determination. So yeah, this is definitely a very well made face. I like the expression that's coming through there. And for her effects, so it attaches to her fist, so we'll put it on here. I think it should go on either or. Yeah, there we go, just slots straight on and over. Yeah, nice kind of green turquoise colour with the white on the top and some extra details. It kind of looks like a brain actually. But yeah, I think overall it works really nice. Very subtle. And I think it's been quite cool. I think she uses that technique of hers to kind of like slice like a surgical knife, so it would have been cool to get one in that design that she could have used, but it's just actually nice that she at least comes with one effect. Always good to get an effect with a figure. Okay, so we've got Team 7 together at last. Sakura, Sasuke and Naruto here, all the brand new figures for a cool size comparison. And yeah, I think, yeah, that looks pretty good. Naruto was the tallest of the lot, with Sasuke slightly behind, then Sakura. And these three look good together. What do you reckon? Let me know below. But I'm definitely pumped that we finally have Sakura here to go together with them. Next thing is for Kakashi to join them, have a brand new mentor with them, and that will be fantastic as well. But yeah, let's just jump straight into the pros and cons. We'll leave Naruto and Sasuke there as well. Pros, I think her overall design is great, the finish is nice, the colouring is good, and she has a cool selection of accessories as well, even if it's a little bit limited, but I love the fact you do have those punching into her palm hands and her Shanaro face as well. So just those two parts alone I think is really cool. She stands up really well even though she is kind of on high heel shoes, and she also has that fantastic ankle joint which all three of these figures share. Yeah, it looks like she's just straight out of the show, which is great. So yeah, good job on the sculpting. Her bandana looks good as well. For cons, her articulation isn't quite as good as Naruto and Sasuke in that waist area. While her shoulders look nice in the front, I think from behind they're pretty ugly. I think that's really going to be a personal preference, so if you like or not. So yeah, that is Sakura. Fantastic figure overall. I think everyone will be excited to get her in their collection. Definitely looking forward to the upcoming releases for this line. These have been really promising so far, and hopefully they just keep getting better and better. Hopefully more accessories and cool effects or unique sculpts going forward. But yeah, you can check out more images of Sakura at the end of this video on Instagram and on rockchala.com as usual. 360 images, full selection of photos, and same for Naruto and Sasuke here. And if you haven't checked out the review yet, be linked below, or you can just check out the playlist for the Naruto S.H Figuarts. And you can also check out the old reviews for all the other Naruto ones I do have if you want to kind of compare to the old figures. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, cheers!